Gucci. Left the ER on the mans, got me feeling goofy. Had to mix it with some M's, I think I'm a chemist. Waitress brought me Henny, I say, bitch, I order.
What's up, YouTube? We back. Hey, if you got a loved one doing time in prison, send them a copy of the #1 magazine publication in the nation, and that's Street Elements Magazine. I want to salute all of my subscribers, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And you know my motto, man, make it happen or you capping for 2025. Also hit like, follow, subscribe, hit the notification button. And let's keep doing what we're doing, man. Today, I'm going to share a little story with you, man, about how I was sitting in the same seat that I'm talking to y'all now from. And I can remember making that phone call saying, yeah, I'm on my way. And that was the night that I got stopped on 75 coming back down south with 4 of them things in the truck. Miraculously, that night I did end up getting away, but that was a night to remember. Believe that. That was the night that changed my life. That was the night that I said, man, the game ain't the same. I need to get out and find something else to do because this ain't worth it. You feel me? Anyway, I had just got out of prison in 2004. And 6 months later, man, I was right back out there in the streets trying to find a way. You know, once you're used to making money, you want some more money. It is what it is. And before I left, you know, I was used to dealing with Colombians only. Them was the only people that I was getting work from. I was getting 20 of them things every month on consignment, and they ain't had to put $9 up because my face was clean. But when I went to prison, that whole little operation got shut down because everybody's scared. But when I get out, I'm still trying to find a way. So I started doing business with, you know, the American homies. You know, doing business with the American homies is a little bit different than doing business with the Colombians. It's more tense. It's more making sure nobody ain't getting over, you know. But it is what it is. I was able to elevate, you know, get my bread up real quick. And then I started, matter of fact, let me slow it down. I was able to get my bread up real quick by dealing with one of my homies, God bless the dead, Big E. You know, at this time, Big E had a connection out of Atlanta. Big E Connect was a Mexican that he met in the feds. That was his connect. Because I remember him vividly telling me that he had a connect and he had to go turn himself in because he had a warrant for his arrest. And I remember him telling me that. And he was saying that he wanted me to hook up with the plug while he was, you know, had to go do some time. Me, I was skeptical of that because I understood at the times a lot of consequences and responsibilities come with that position. So I was very skeptical about even taking that offer, but it never went down that way anyway. So once he fell, you know, he ended up getting knocked off. And once that happened with him, I had to find another route. So that's when I started contacting my cousin up in Palatka. I remember he used to inform me that there was some Mexicans up that way that had that yay, but they weren't buying as much as I wanted to buy. So I said, you know what, let me come up there and let me bring some money with me, and then maybe we can get this thing going on, you know? And that's what I did. I went ahead and started driving up there and hanging up there for like a couple of days, driving to different spots, talking to this one Mexican. He was like the middleman. He knew everybody who had work. So we'll go link up with him. I forgot his name. I want to say his name. What was it called? Kojak? I forgot what we called him anyway. But anyway, we'll go pick him up. Let's say Kojak for now. We'll go pick him up, right? And he'll either call the people that come to his crib, or we had to drive. Like this one particular occasion, we had to go drive all the way to D-Land to go pick up the work. And when we had drove to D-Land, I was like, man, there's no way I'm going to turn around and drive all the way back to Crescent City then to Palatka to drop everybody off, then drive all the way back to Tampa with the work. I like, nah, man, look at her. Everybody in this car, it was me, my cousin, and Kojak, right? All of us in the car. I said, man, we finna drive from right here to Tampa, man. It's close. Because really and truly, we like an hour and 45 minutes away from the house. If I'd have went the other way, that'd have been almost a 4-hour ride or 3.5-hour ride just to cover all that ground. You know what I'm saying? That's really a waste of time. So we all driving back. And as we get close to Orlando on I-4, man, it's a roadblock full of number of state troopers. I'm talking about they on both sides of the road. I'm talking about both sides of the highway. And talking about they pulling everything over. Hey, no lie. I want to say it was about 30 on them out there, man. I'm talking about they were pulling everything over. As we was approaching, all the cars just started slowing down, going real slow, maybe like 10 miles per hour on the highway on I-4. Everybody going about 10 miles per hour. And they got them in the road, they got the car, they making sure everybody come close. Come slow. But luckily that day, they waved us through. They didn't stop. Now the crazy part is 2 black dudes in the car and a Mexican. The Mexican in the back, 2 black dudes in the front. They let us through. We escaped that. I said, boy, look at him. I said, this ain't for me right here, bro. I said, I ain't used to this right here. I'm used to front door service dealing with them Colombians. But once again, the Colombians gone. Dudes done made the game bad. They done got up out of Florida. You know, they don't want to do too much business down here no more. But the Mexicans are in power right now. But that day should have gave me a warning what was about to come. So anyway, I give my cousin my car, another little car I had, and I let him go back, and I stayed in Tampa that day. But I thought about that. I was really thinking about, man, that was a close call. Too close of a call, you feel me? Anyway, time go by. I go do it a few more times. But by this time, my uncle done got out. Now, my uncle had done did a lot of time in the feds. And during that time he was in the feds, he made a lot of good relationships with some Spanish people out of Texas. Some Mexicans, once again. So when he got out and he found out I was up there in Palatka and I was looking for some work, he mentioned to me that he knew some people who had some work, but they needed to make sure it was some money over here to even come with it. No problem. Make it happen. I got it. You feel me? That was my attitude at the time. I was like, man, look at here. If I can get them to realize there's some money over here and establish an open line, they're going to bring whatever. And that eventually, what happened? By me initiating that, putting the money up, getting that line open, I instantly created me a plug, but it didn't last long. We did 3 transactions before everything went sour for me. Now, I can remember the day. I was sitting in the same seat right here I'm talking to y'all from right now. And I remember my uncle called me. He said, hey, they on their way. You could come up here anytime you want to. I was like, all right. Now, at the time, remember, I got the warning in Orlando. So at the time, I'm trying to really tell myself, man, you need to get out the game. Because the warning was when I was in Orlando. That was one of the warnings. But I overlooked it. I already done established something. And me, I'm like this. Once I got something going, I got to go all the way through with it. So I done got these people to bring this shit all the way from Houston, all the way up here to Palatka, and I got to meet them in the middle. Hey, let's make it happen, man. And I was actually working on this issue of Street Elements magazine during the time. And the reason I didn't want to leave, 1, my instinct was telling me to sit my ass still. And 2, I was more into putting the magazines together. That was more fun to me than going to make this play. Real shit. But anyway, I decided to go. I called my girl. I said, look at here. Meet me out there to the house. And come ride with me somewhere. She said, where we going? I said, no, just come ride with me. Don't worry about where we're going. Just ride with me. So boom. Before we left her house, She asked me, do you want to drive my car? I was like, nah, come on, just hop in the truck and we'll go up there and come back. Because from Tampa to Palatka ain't number like 2.5 hour drive. So you can get up there kind of quick. And I was like, man, it ain't gonna take that long to go up there and come back. So as we got in the truck and we took off, I'm driving. But my instinct's talking to me. My instinct is really talking to me. But at the time, I'm ignoring it. So, what I do? I go ahead and keep going. Now, the universe was trying to warn me again. But once again, as human beings, we don't listen to ourselves. As I was getting off the interstate on Highway 318, and if anybody familiar with the Marion County area, 318, I got off 75 and got off at 318, and as I was getting off, approaching the exit, I seen the same demonstration going on again. State troopers on both sides of the road, pulling everything over. But I said, guess what? I ain't dirty. My ego was saying, I ain't dirty. Shit. I got off. They ain't pulled me. And I said, man, by the time I come back, they gonna be left this spot and they gonna be at another location. Cause they be moving this along down the highway. That's what I was thinking. So I go ahead and take another, 45 minutes to an hour to get from there to Palatka. When I arrive in Palatka, I call my cousin. I'm trying to get CO to wake up and to meet me around here to my people's house so we can switch cars and switch vehicles and I can put the work in another car and follow him back. That was my plan. Because I didn't like the situation and what we were going to do. And I was going to bring a significant amount of work back down. Like I say, the only thing saved me from getting 10 years was that they put 4 bricks in the bag instead of 5. If they would have put 5 bricks in the bag, I would have got 10-year minimum mandatory. So only because they put 4 bricks in the bag, that would gave me a 5-year minimum mandatory. That's the only thing that really saved me, you know. But when I got to the location, I got out the truck, hollered at my uncle, gave him the cheese. They gave me the work. I ain't know how many was in the bag. Cause I told them they could say whatever you want. I ain't know how many was in the bag, but it was just 4. When I got back in the truck, I try and call my cousin again, but he don't answer. He don't answer. He don't answer. So boom, guess what? I take off. When I take off, I'm driving back. I don't know why I didn't stay. I don't know what made me say get back on the interstate. But when I went back, and as soon as I made it back to 318 and was getting ready to get on the interstate, the lights came on.